On which one? No, why don't you just keep going? You're already there. Yeah. So level one is a basic three participant kind of can be any sale, any client can slide into a level one. It's a reasonable price point. Uh, it's a very simple, good looking stream, right? It's a we can send it out to a single stream. We can send it out and record it at the same time. So it has a lot of functionality at the level one. It's for us. It's a lower operational cost based on labor and in-house expense. Um, but it's pretty straightforward. It gives you some lower thirds. It gives you, I think, a bug. It gives you a couple of other just pieces, and then we'll take it and stream it to whatever output stream they want. Then if you move to a level two will take you to six participants, and it gives you, you can do video roll-ins or motion logos or bumpers. It gives you kind of a more production feel. Uh, there's a you can add slides to it. We can do. It's just we get all of the level one stuff plus these as add-ons, right? And we up your setup time because generally, if you're going to have more participants, you're going to need more setup time. Just little bits and pieces in there to kind of give it a next level look and feel and a little higher capability. The level three, again, we've upped it now to 10 participants. This is actually a much more involved process. This involves a small crew. It involves the ability to do trafficking for clients and participants. So if I have, and this says 10 participants, so if I go to any show that's got 10 participants, I need somebody to manage kind of that participation and just kind of traffic it all. um, this would be much more of a standard type TV type broadcast. Again, we can add on to all these things. We can add on, post production. We can add on all of that stuff. We can do it simulive. We can do, all those sorts of things just as add-ons to what we're already doing. This has, I think this is supposed to be a 120-minute broadcast. Uh, uh, And then, yeah. So, actually, I think that's supposed to be a 2-hour rehearsal as well to match the show time. Um, the and then these level 2 we can go. I'm sorry, I want to backtrack a little bit. Level 2 we can go to 3 stream sources. Level 3 will go up to up to full webinar status, depending on some of the products we're using have 20 to 30 different stream capabilities. So this one really kind of is the shoe that fits everyone, but it also comes at a higher price, obviously. And then level 4 is all the full customized graphic stuff that we've all looked at and oohed and awed over, but finding people to pay for has been a little bit harder. And then on top of all this, I think is the next slide the add-ons. Yeah. So then we did a bunch of upsell, and I think Fred, I think you put a price package together for all these, right? Yeah. Yeah, so we've already priced all these out and did a product sheet for all the pricing that we can send over to you. Um, so these are all just where I don't have like equipment rental will exist probably in the next 7 to 10 days. We're going to basically put together Pelican cases with iPads in them that have cellular built in, and we can send that out to people that don't have solid internet connections. And then we'll rent those. Those will be rental items, so we can make a little extra on top on all those we sell. Like we're doing that. We're doing a version of that right now for CME. It's working actually pretty well. It gives us the ability to, if we do post production, we can get a much higher level. And this is where the Simu Live it's really interesting because we're recording really high level video content at each source, right? Instead of over the internet. So right now we're using it with Zoom or whatever our call is, and we're recording it in a separate camera from the same perspective. And then what they do is they send us those cameras, and we use that feed for our editorial as opposed to the Zoom call feed. Right? So we get the functionality of the Zoom call, but we upgrade all of the content look pre-internet. So it's at the highest level that we can capture it. And then we do our editorial off of that, and then we then broadcast that whole piece as the Simu Live. And then now you come on at the end, everybody was recorded at high def or higher, so it's up to 4K, and everybody looks fantastic. There's it's not like 5 different kinds of video streams. They've all got the same feed and the same look and feel, and it just kind of maintains unity across the streams. Yeah. No, I have no. I don't know what they did. I'd imagine it would be probably, if I had to guess, it'd probably be $4 or $5,000 a day, just an equipment cost. Nice. Yeah, we really wanted to do that now, but I think the key there is making sure we're using our own products at some, at that point where I'm not actually out there advertising Zoom too much, or you know what I mean, like trying to get away from that as a, oh look, they're using Zoom. You know what I mean? Sure. There's C class. Right. That's a good point. Yeah. Oh yeah. What was that client at GenieCast that we were doing all this work for? What was it, Brett? It's not this one specifically, but it's just like this. They're brutal. Do you want to be that guy? Right. Yep. We yeah we addressed that actually in the packet we'll send you. There's a cost per hour overage. It's like 25%, I think. Yeah. I think the level one overage was like 12.50 an hour or something like that. Yeah, I can. That's a huge pitfall. So how are you doing that traditionally? Are they just Zoom breakout rooms? Yeah. Hmm. Right. From a timing standpoint, hey, we're all going to go to our breakout rooms. Huh. But why wouldn't you just put it? You would just. What I would do is put a GenieCast member in every breakout room. Holy jeez. Yeah. So, Brett, what? Well, that's a curse and a blessing. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the other way I would do it is, what we do for, and Brett, you jump in here if you think differently, but you know, I would, like, traditionally when we do some of our CME stuff, I'll have 3 or 4 or 5 computers myself, all recording to an external recorder. Yeah. They don't need you again. I mean, it's basically what we've done for these ones where we have to send out separate links for all of the participants, right? Like, yeah. Right. And did Socio let you record those sessions? Yeah. Right, right, right. It's like link free or link forward or any of those. Right. Plus you can manage look and feel for all the events. Yeah. Or you gotta have a really good email marketing person that can just put together a nice, yeah. Right. Oh yeah, that makes sense. It's like Q&A. Like, it's, Q&A is another one of those. I mean, is the real only real mitigating factor is the price commensurate, you know? Huh. Right. And now you're at 10 grand in one breakout room, and you're gonna do another one in a couple hours. That's another 10. Well, do we need to have 4 rooms, or is it three in the same room broken into 15-minute sessions? It's still 5 grand, yeah. Right. Hey, you've been to these events. Well, on these breakout sessions, like how interactive are they? Are they more of just kind of like small webinars? Right. Interesting. I mean, look, it's a we're gonna have to do it at some point. I think that's a given. We're gonna have to do it at some point, so we're gonna have to figure it out and figure out what makes the most sense. I think we've already got that, don't we? Yeah, we have enterprise now. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to spend some time figuring out how breakout sessions work for us. It's really transitioning from the main event to the transition room. That's the go bail gas. So so just to kind of circle back around, I think the important thing to keep focus of here is, most of the stuff that we're talking about is a one to many platform as opposed to a uh, closed Zoom type conversation, right? So just to keep that in mind, when we get to these sorts of products, right now we're probably going to be on one of those traditional platforms, just because the interactivity from the Zoom is not in a bunch of this stuff, right? Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. I just wanted to make sure I stated that before we walked out of here. Yeah, Ed measures. Yeah. It's not these that are hard. It's the 10, 20, 30 people that get, much more convoluted. There's too many voices. Webinaring. Yeah. Yeah. Well, like our CME productions have 17 people on them, right? So they don't all have something to say, but occasionally over half of them have some sort of statement to make. Yeah, but those are simulives. Like these ones that are actually live. They got all their producers, they got their medical writer, they've got all these people into the call. And then once the show starts, none of them do anything. It's all done in chat, right? Yeah, that's super straightforward. It's scotch tape. Yeah, you just screen share that thing. That's what I was saying before. That they can either pick up broadcast solution, or we can set one up for them if it's a YouTube or Facebook or one of those, or if it's just an RTMP stream into some other platform they want to use. Uh, that's where it's going to get a little more like the conversations we're having with Google right now got really simple because they said, "Oh, it's just a YouTube stream key." Right. Well, okay. Well, that's simple. You send me the link and the stream key, and I put that into my streaming solution, and now it just shows up on YouTube. Right. And those can be private or public. Right. Sometimes, I mean, I think that as we move through this landscape in the next few months, I think a lot of these big companies are going to move to like a Bright Cove, Akamai type solution where they can host this all internally and you know uh, just kind of keep. I think a lot of people are worried about this. I think it's stupid, but I think a lot of people are worried about these Zoom party crashers and all these things and there's simple ways to do it, but I think large companies have much bigger security risk issues, and so they kind of they go above and beyond. And I think that what they're doing is trying to keep it in a closed VPN type network. They think it's necessary, yeah. Well, I was going to say IT needs to make sure they've got a job to do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, and that's obviously that's going to be a like. Who's the one we're talking to right now about doing like their 1,200 employees with Shoei? It was like, yeah, but now I got to have IT basically install it on every machine and allow it to be, just in these big companies to allow a piece of software to access your camera and microphone is a huge obstacle. So I got to get an IT admin over here, and he's got to put the password in. No, we haven't run into that in healthcare. Healthcare has usually just been a straightforward with the doctor or the doctor's assistant getting it all set up. Yeah, you're talking like Kaisers or those sorts of, yeah. And yeah, I would imagine any Fortune 100. Oh man, you could have sent me those Dr. Drews and we could have done it as a roll in. I could set that up now, but just to show you how quick that market we can be. Correct. I mean, look, I'll upsell them some production if we want, but that's it's not going to be a profit center. Yeah. Oh, at least we know the things are working. Yeah.
Welcome to this webinar, which will be discussing the future of TAVR.